In the past year, have you experienced any kind of change driven by an internal or external reason that affected your work, study, or personal life? I think we all have. In the fast evolving world today, we are constantly surrounded by changes. Whoever saw social media will have the ability to sway the political world and the financial market. So how do we find our place amid all the changes around us? Let me share one of my favorite quotes that aligns with my approach on dealing with change. You must welcome change as the rule, but not as your ruler. Today, I would like to show you a path toward leading to change. The 1% rule is the strategy I utilize that helps focus on one impactful and memorable concept that will drive action to succeed. For illustration, here's the simple thought-provoking formula. No, I don't do math for fun. This is a life question asking that if you improve one aspect of your life by 1% per month for 12 months, over 5 years, how much difference would it make? The result is a shocking 82%. This formula is an illustration of the base concept, and you can customize and adjust based on your specific situations or goals. There are many life examples of this. If you invest $100 in a stock that goes up 1% per month, at the end of the 5 years, you will have $182. That's almost doubling the initial amount in just 5 years. This is because your return doesn't just add. It compounds and you earn return both on the initial investment and the return you earn in between. This concept can also be applied to many other aspects in our lives. If you start with 100 connections and want to build your network, it can be as easy as meeting one new person each month. Your network can grow much easier and quicker than you expect, as your contacts will introduce you to more and more people. I've seen some of the best relationships built this way. Another example is learning a new language. As you continue to build up your vocabulary by just 10 new words a day, soon you'll be able to connect the dots and recognize more words than you realize, and use them in combination to have an actual conversation in a different language. And this year is TEDxMissouriS&T's 150-year anniversary. Look how the university has grown from just 30 students to now over 7,600 students from across the US and around the world. One thing to note, both good and bad changes can compound. Some of you probably heard of or experienced the infamous freshman 15, where a study has shown that a student can gain as much as 15 pounds during the first semester in college. Sounds familiar? I, for one, have been there. And guess what? I just had my freshman 20 last year, where I gained 20 pounds over just 3 months. It was a compounding case that I did not want to have because it was quickly impacting my physical wellness. It was quite easy to get there as I'm working from home during the pandemic, where there's limited space to move around, and the kitchen is just a few steps away. I knew it was time to make a change. Although the 20-pound end goal may seem daunting at first, the 1% change goal was much easier to take on. I went ahead and established a wellness plan, including goals for increasing exercise level and managing diet. Just to share some details, I picked rope jumping as my primary workout. Begin easy with just 100 jumps, then increasing it to 200, 300, 400 at a pace and level I am comfortable with. I also started doing cardio workout at home with music, initially just 10 minutes a day, then gently increased it to 30 minutes. For dietary habits, I shifted toward lower sugar and lower carb intake. By making progress in small increments, it made it easily achievable and leave little room for excuses. Every day, I just take a little time to do it, check the box, and then move on with the rest of my life. So how did it turn out? Today, you are the lucky winners, as you will see a premiere chart showing of my progress and my result. Here it is. So from beginning of October last year, where I decided to make a change, through the March this year, I lost a total of 22 pounds. I achieved my end goal and lost even 2 more pounds than what I initially put on. If I had not carried out this plan on making a change and just went with the flow, the negative impact would continue to compound, and I would likely end up in a hospital sooner or later. Through the change implementation process, there are certainly major hurdles in the way, as you can probably imagine. I'm a big foodie. We are still in the pandemic. And there's the holiday season within this time frame, creating a combination of expected and unexpected challenges where my weight did fluctuate greatly, and to the point where I'm almost back to square one, as you can see for my progress in November and December last year. But with the 1% goal in mind, it was easy to pick it back up and continue making progress. What I have shown is an example where life can also be significantly impacted by a negative case of compounding. But don't be beaten down by it. You can overcome it with positive compounding and rise on top. My goal is to show you the possibilities and let you know that it's not as hard as you think to make changes and transform your life. Significant impact can result from just a little change. Then the question becomes, if I decided on the area I want to change, how do I effectively execute on the plan and ensure persistency? I will share 2 tips here. First, as soon as you decided on the area you want to improve and created your plans, tell as many people as you can about it. This will help hold you accountable, as people will be asking about your progress, giving you a healthy pressure to continue work toward achieving your goal. My second tip is a bit contrarian. You often hear the saying, don't compare yourself to others. Today, I am going to tell you otherwise. Compare to others, but do so in a positive way. Our society is structured such that we are constantly being compared, whether it is grading exam on a curve, taking out loans, or doing job interview. Since it is unavoidable, may as well as be the game. I do want to caution you. Do not look at the biographies of the successful leaders and try to replicate. Those often do not give you the full picture, like what key relationships or resources they had that help open doors in their journey. Also, it's easy to get discouraged and give up when comparing to them. As one, they achieve a lot, so the goals may seem too big to try. And two, they are often out of reach, so it's hard to compare to them in a persistent way. The more realistic and actionable approach is to pick someone around you who can serve as your benchmark for comparison. It can be your friend, coworker, neighbor, or relative, whoever within your circle that you consider to be successful in the area you want to improve on. Someone you can monitor regularly, or someone you can have coffee or lunch with every now and then to chat about what they're doing in their life and their progresses. By having someone within your reach, it's a constant reminder of your goals to improve, and you can get the inside scoop on what effort they're making that contributed to their achievements. This is different from finding a mentor. What you want to have is a peer, so both of your resources and exposures are more comparable. In my personal example, I brought my mother-in-law into the wellness program. We are like both teammates and competitors, keep each other going. The strategy of announcing your goal and effectively comparing to others are actionable supplement to the 1% rule, which can help you make the most of this impactful concept. Part of leading through change is initiating change. I encourage you to be the one that brings change into your life and that of the other. When we change, the world changes with us.